Right, kids, just before you go, there's a brilliant idea in the air that I'd like to run by you. Now, it's called 10-10. The idea is everyone starts cutting their carbon emissions by 10%, thus keeping the planet safe for everyone, eventually. Now, no pressure at all, but it'd be great to get a sense of how many of you might do this, just a rough percentage. That's fantastic! And those not? Philip and Tracy. That's fine, that's absolutely fine. Your own choice. Okay, class, thank you so much for today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, just before you go, I just need to press this little button here.
Now here's a PR nightmare if I ever saw one. This commercial is from the organization 1010 to promote their goal of voluntarily reducing 10% of your CO2 emissions each year. The script for this commercial was written by Richard Curtis, writer of, for example, Blackadder, Four Weddings and Notting Hill, a very well-known comedic writer. So the idea behind this commercial was trying to make a funny video about what they are trying to achieve. What they were trying to go for, by the looks of it, was some self-mockery and trying to explain their program, which they actually do during the entire video, with the suggestion that joining them is best for your interests. Not in the way of preventing someone from blowing you up, but with saving yourself from the consequences of climate change. But missing the humor mark by miles, and so horrendously that I'm at a loss for words. Now I wouldn't even have noticed this commercial if it wasn't for Lee Doran and a few comments he made on this video, which are: this is the most disturbing insight into the minds of radical eco-fascists. Supposedly your tax dollars in the UK indirectly paid for this crap. Do what the Greens say or they'll kill you, I guess. Note that this ad is not fake, it is a real campaign. Crazy. And the second annotation on the video. Yes, she just killed kids for not supporting the eco-fascist agenda. Radical eco-fascists? They are not nationalists that want to set up an authoritarian government. It's a grassroots organization with independent subgroups per country. They are not aiming for changing the system from above, but by creating a community of people and companies who agree with them and lead by example. And then stepping to the government saying, see, it can be done. Or in their words,
the idea of 10-10 is to get individuals, schools, businesses, football clubs, churches, everybody in the UK to commit to cutting their emissions 10% next year. And then once we've got a critical mass of people and organisations to go to the government and say, look, Britain is ready to cut 10%. The people are ready. Now we need you, the government, to commit the country. Now that is a very different thing, to seriously try and cut the whole country's emissions by 10%. But if Ed Miliband and the rest of the government would agree to go for that, then what it could potentially mean is that when he goes to Copenhagen in December this year, he could say, look, the UK is just going to step forward and do what's necessary, and that could potentially break the deadlock in the international negotiations, because the whole history of the talks has been, it's India's fault, it's China's fault, it's America's fault, and nobody's ever stepped forward and gone, we're just going to do it.
And you also say, your tax dollars in the UK indirectly paid for this crap. Indirectly? This is an organization that relies on volunteers, sponsors and donations. This very commercial was done by volunteers who donated their own time and equipment. And the do what they say or they'll kill you remark, that was the failed joke, but I went into that already. However, it's not the part that bugs me most. The tag eco-terrorism is the one I found the most egregious of the two. You're now accusing the organizers and people supporting them like Peter Crouch, Gillian Anderson, Radiohead and John Arthur's Bertrand, who's famous for his aerial environmental photography and other organizations and companies, of terrorism. Or at the very least suggesting they support terrorism. But it's not like they strap bombs to themselves every time they see an SUV and run toward screaming, the trees are great, and blow you up. But the worst thing about Lee's comment is that when he posted it, 1010 had already retracted the video and was apologizing via several channels to everyone they offended. The link he used in his video description even mentions this, but no word of that from Lee on the video, and very few people were actually noticing this. So I pointed this out to Lee in a comment, where I said the following. Lee, they already retracted the video from their website. They admit they missed the mark on the humor area and are sorry for it. The person who wrote the script wrote, for example, Blackadder, Four Weddings and Notting Hill. So the campaign video isn't being used anymore. They are not eco-fascists. Are you going to update your video, or are you just going to add another weak statement like in your fake bomb video? There was a false report and you still say appears to be false. Now you probably wonder what I meant with the fake bomb remark. It was Lee accusing a windmill company in Spain of sending a fake bomb to a researcher critical of the wind energy industry. However, the fake bomb was a fuel filter and wasn't even sent by them. I have pointed this out to Lee, but 3 months later he still hasn't really corrected the video. I've added the link in the description if you're interested in the details. Lee's reaction to the comment I placed was to delete it. So I posted a new comment with the added question, "Why did you delete my comment?" And it too was removed. He responded by placing the following message on my channel. "I linked to their website in the comments, genius. Stop posting the same link over and over and over." Now I only had posted 2 similar comments and this seemed to look like it was getting out of hand. So I sent a message to Lee to clarify my position and to see if I could calm things down. When I didn't get a response from him, I posted another comment, a summary of what was in the email, and I noticed he blocked me. When I checked my sent message, I could verify he blocked me when he removed my second comment, as a PM will not be shown in the sent messages if it's sent to a user who blocked you, although it looks like it was sent when you send it. My language was strong, but I was civil, and I didn't get any warning from Lee before he blocked me, so I had no chance of rectifying the situation. Also, Lee still has the video up without any changes. To me, Lee's comments and responses look like someone who's reading more into something than there is. Judging by his responses to me, I have the suspicion he at the very least knows he's reaching, and also has trouble dealing with criticism on the statements he makes. He subsequently lashes out to such voices on his channel, which he has done before. He has succeeded in preventing me from communicating and interacting with him, but he has now made sure my only way of communicating with him is via public videos, and I can still subscribe to him. So Lee, I'll still be here fact-checking you.